That's bad.
Alright, it is 10:30, it's like 34 degrees out, and the paint and everything is dried in the engine bay, so I got Jess pulling the intake off so that we can pull the injectors out of it. I got the BBK intake all cleaned up, decided we're just going to use that. Ooh, which reminds me, I forgot. No, you're good. I forgot that I have to notch this. Alright, so I've got to pull this valley cover off and notch this, and I'll probably just plug it, and then we'll pick up the oil pressure sensor somewhere else, probably down here, get a T. So that won't be a big deal. That's something we can, as far as the T and everything, we can do that in the car. So get that pulled off and notched real quick before we can put the intake back on. Test fit to see if it's still going to hit or not. I'm a little worried. That shouldn't leak. Like, there's no reason for this to leak at all. But for some reason, I'm worried that it'll leak. Nothing's leaking. Like, this plug that I put in, there's no reason it should leak at all. Okay. But I'm worried it'll leak. So I'm debating on, should I just put some sealant on it now? Or wait until it starts leaking. And I think I've decided I'm going to wait until it starts leaking. Because I'm just not a proactive kind of guy. I'm a reactive guy.
Don't fix it if it's not broke. You'll probably break it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Catch.
Yeah, nope. So, if you were to do this again, would you make this stand lower to the ground?
No, I wanted it taller. If I was to make this stand again, the only thing I'd do is put taller casters on it so the engine hoist could get under it. But this is literally all that the hardware store had in stock. And I didn't want to go to another store. I just wanted it done. No, I think if I was to do it again, probably use an automatic. It's so much cheaper. Alright, now we can put the intake back on. Is it your turn to do that? If you drop that, we're getting divorced. I'm kidding. Hey, no. What the fuck?
I think I probably could have found a more complicated way to do that.
We just need that 5/16 to zip all these intake bolts down.
The one that I took care of?
Yeah. Taking care of tools? What the frick?
Have it.
No. Not around these parts, Missy.
You sure it was a 5/16?
No, I think these ones were the 10s. When I told you the 10 earlier to take that other intake off, I think I was thinking of this one. Look, man, it's hard to keep track of all these cars and all these parts and all these nuts. engine is millimeters away from being in and ready to bolt up, except I guess the engine must be a little bit higher than last time I mocked it up, because this valve cover is hitting right there. So we have to get this valve cover off. I'll just lop this section off, and we can bolt it up. And I mean, it is so close to fitting too. We got it. Alright, everything is bolted up. Got the front bolts just through it. The rear cradle bolts are in. One nut on each strut. And the wheels are on, so now we can lift it off the little stand and then lower it onto the ground. Might be enough. You gonna pull the cradle out? Alright, coming down for the 10th to last time. Alright, it is on its own weight.
It's a real car.
Yeah, it's going to be sitting kind of stupid because of the suspension.
Yeah, that strut's not all the way through yet.
There's the washer I was looking for.
Bolt.
Come on, dude. Jeez.
Nice.
I wasn't scared.
I'm so excited.
That thing looks like a fucking car. Alright, so last night Jess and I got the engine and the cradle and everything back in the car. And man, it looks good in there, I'm not gonna lie. I hope it looks as good on camera as it does in person, because that like orange, copper, gold kind of color really stands out nice. I think it looks really good. So there's still a bunch of things that I got to take care of on the car. I got to put all new brakes on it, completely go through that. Basically everything all new aside from the master cylinder, I think. But yeah, I got to run all new lines, new hoses to the calipers. I need to get new calipers, brake pads, rotors, which I've got a lot of that stuff. I just need to get it all done. I still need to make the fuel line. Obviously go through the wiring. Like I said, there's still a good bit of stuff left to do to this thing, so it's not going to be immediate. One thing I noticed we forgot to mention was the coil packs don't fit on the valve covers. Like, it's way too close. So those unfortunately will need to get relocated somewhere. And I think that has a lot to do with just the motor placement I have. Because I know that it fit before without having to notch that section of the valve cover. So I think I might just have it a little bit higher. Because before I had this thing mocked up with the stock LS4 oil pan over there. And it had just like a little 1/8 inch piece of plate steel to space it up. So I think with the new oil pan, I had that rubber hose section underneath it to hold it up. And I think it's just a bit higher. Where is my, right here it is, my angle finder. So let's see. This thing's at about 1 degree, 1.5 maybe. Let's see what the engine's at. Luckily that intake is flat. No, that's right there with it. Huh. So actually the front of it could have come up a touch more too. But obviously that could be off a little bit because suspension's still like preloaded right now. But this thing's looking so sweet. You can really like visualize the finished product here, I think. I'm super stoked about it. I can't wait. I think it's turning out really nice. I think the satin in the engine bay was a good call over like a gloss or flat or anything like that. And initially I was thinking about painting the transmission black, but I'm glad I went with the engine color because that is ultra visible. Even once the charge pipe and everything's on there, it'll still be quite a focal point, I think. So let's see, all the stuff that's left. Brakes, one fuel line, that'll take a minute. Charge pipe, add the wastegate still, but I wanted to get that in there to double check placement. Make the exhaust system, install the wiring harness, and get that all hooked up. I need to put a tune in it. Obviously, oil, tranny fluid, throttle body back on, vacuum lines, which I did drill and tap the turbo for this push lock fitting. If you guys don't use those, they're fairly cheap. Like, I got a pack of 10 or 15 for 10 bucks, just the normal ones. They make 90s and T's and stuff like that. And then you just need like the 1/4 inch air brake hose, which you can get a roll of like 50 feet for a few bucks. And it cleans things up so much nicer. It's a whole lot easier to take on and off instead of the like push on hose, and it looks a lot nicer. So I need to get the wastegate on, run a line to that, make the charge pipe and get the blow off valve welded on, and then run a line to that. Relocate the coil packs, which I might put those on the end of the heads. If I had to do the one side, I might as well do the other side. I can probably just make a little bracket real quick with like some all thread or something going through it. And just have to modify the harness a little bit. Turbo oil feed and drain I still have to make. So yeah, we're getting stupid close, dude. So I think aside from like making the exhaust system and charge pipe and installing the wiring harness, there's probably not going to be a whole lot of videos on this thing until it's pretty much ready to go. I don't know, I might find stuff here and there to do, but yeah, a lot of it's just the time-consuming little nickel and dime type stuff. I can't stop looking at it, man. It looks so nice. It's like when I first got this engine back in the RX-7. It just looks so nice. I need to throw this thing together too. Racing season's right around the corner. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and clicking that bell. I'll see you next time.